Hello guys, welcome to my Range Rover channel. In today's video I want to show you guys a transmission fault that just happened on my Land Rover Range Rover. Let's see if I could actually remedy the problem because I actually need to work. So let's get here's my Range Rover Land Rover Range Rover Sport. It's a 2006 in case anybody's wondering, with a 4.4 V8 in it. So as you can see, I have 164,819 miles on the dash. I bought it with 153,000 miles. It had overheating issue, which I fixed, and then I did not have any more problems up until now. So here's my park right here. So let's turn the key off. Look at that, transmission fault, limited gears available. Now if I start this up, which I did, this actually will not shift. As you can see, I'm applying my brake. It's not shifting into gear, which does suck. But one thing is, I try to always come prepared. I have many different diagnostics tools, and this is one that's made for Land Rover Range Rover that I got back in the day. In case you're wondering what this is, here's that. I will try to provide a link to it if I remember to do so in the description. So anyways, let's plug it in and see what happens. I got my scan tool plugged in. Let's immediately go to Diagnostics. I forgot that this is not a touch screen. So we'll just hit enter. Land Rover, we'll choose this option. So we gotta go to Range Rover. So there's Range Rover Sport right there. 2005 through 2009 for some reason. Then we need to do normal aspirated V8. Let's just do a smart scan. Guys, this is one of those things that could leave you stranded in a parking lot, and I'm in a Walmart parking lot. I did not know that I'm gonna have this issue, but now I'm having to deal with it. So let's see, I'm just gonna do the read fault for the engine. I don't know if this is gonna show anything with the transmission. Idle air control system, RPM lower than expected. Evaporator emission leak detected. Coolant thermostat, coolant temperature below thermostat. Now that is because I am not running a thermostat. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna clear those engine faults right there. So we gotta do F2. I could just do that. We're gonna now back out and go to the gearbox because that's where the problem is. Read fault, incorrect gear ratio. Why would that be? Actuator supply voltage A circuit high. That is weird. So let's just clear this. Since operation is done, let's see if I could move the shifter. I cannot. So that sucks. Let's shut it off. Yeah, still can't move it. Let's see if it still has faults. Actuator supply voltage high. I don't know if this has anything to do with it. Let's go back, let's read. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit troubled. So I'm just gonna try to go through all of these other things to see if there's anything else I could find. Sorry if this is blurring up on you. Let's see, I'm just gonna read any faults that may be here. Everything was working fine up until I shut the vehicle off. Like, I didn't have any indication that I'm gonna have any issues. I literally was at the McDonald's, which is like way over there. Well, you could kind of see it. ordered some food, ate the food in the vehicle, then decided to go to Walmart, shut the vehicle off, and then this is what I'm faced with. Okay, I'm just gonna shut the camera off for now and just search around. So this is the code that I'm still having. P0659 actuator supply voltage, A circuit high. I've done a little research, and turns out what gets ruined or corroded, it's right underneath here. So let's go ahead and actually remove this plastic here and the shifter. The shifter has a thing that you could press. So go ahead and press down on it and pull up, okay? So if you noticed, if you're pressing on it, kind of like pulls up right there. So this will help you release it. Now with the shifter released, you need to pull this up. So this lifted up first over here. Now I'm gonna pull on it from there, from the front, and just basically pull it out. I watched another video, but the person has disassembled everything in the front too. You don't need to do all that. So I actually made a different video prior to this, and I messed around with my bigger computer, like a $1,500 computer, and actually made this problem happen when the shifter actually stopped shifting. And I recorded a video, and it's actually on my channel, that you could see and actually show already how this removes in that video, but I've recorded it at night, so this will give you a better idea in the daytime. But anyways, the problem is going to be over here where some of these wires go. Problem's like right there. I will make another video where I'm gonna, you know, get in and stuff like that to try to fix it. But for now, here's what I want to do. I want to see if I could just leave Walmart, because you know, I'm not about to be doing any soldering or cutting wires or anything like that, because you know, if things could become worse, obviously. So if you're trying to basically just get it into, you know, to shift, you can just click here. You see how that like shifts right there? You could click it, and that will allow you to release it. All right. So as you know, it's not going to start if it's released. So we're going to start up the vehicle. Did that actually disappear? My shifter actually started shifting, and as you could tell, the code was still present. But what I did do is I did just kind of like fiddle with some of these wires back here, which probably has done nothing, but they're probably corroded. And simple fact that I actually removed this and shifted around helped. But what I am going to need to do is just disassemble like all of this stuff here and just take a look at the wiring and put some dielectrical grease on the connectors. And if they are corroded, I need to clean up the corrosion and obviously resolder some of the connections and stuff like that. But at this point, the problem is gone. I'm able to, as you can see, when I press the brake pedal down, it does work. That's kind of like what's doing, and we kind of need that to happen, and that was not happening before. So to install this, we're gonna need to move the shifter slightly forward. You need to attach that, then slide it forward, insert the front portion first, and then slide that in, and then we're gonna put the shifter, well, let's see, I'm just gonna put it into drive just in case, and I'm gonna put my shifter back. Now that I'm in drive, I could continue going where I'm going, but and I hate to do that, but let's see if I put it into park. Can I get it out of park? Yes, I can. So that is good.
Well, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully this has helped you. I got off lucky in this situation. Hopefully you do too.